Learn, create, and amaze. Yeah, I'm getting that out of the way first this time. Why? Well, because I really do believe it's important to not only learn about your 3D printer, but also how to create for your 3D printer. And especially if you want to sell some of the things you print. But I know some of you are probably saying that you don't know how to create stuff just yet, or you can't figure it out, or you just want to add some things to your lineup. Or maybe you just want to sell a few things here and there for whatever reason, and you just don't want to get too deep into all of it. I still say that learning to create, well, that's your best way to go. But if you want to sell stuff you found online legally, then I'm going to do my best here to help you out. And with that in mind, I broke this all down into 4 questions that I get a lot and I see constantly online. Who, where, what, and how.
I'm not a lawyer or a financial advisor, and content is not intended to and does not constitute legal advice, and no client relationship is formed. The accuracy, completeness, adequacy, or currency of the content is not warranted or guaranteed. Your use of content, materials, or links in this or any other video by my 3D Print Lab or myself is at your own risk. This sounds really funny sped up. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
Question number 1. Who can you print? In other words, can you print images from your favorite movie, TV, or game character and then sell it? And the short answer, no.
Too short?
Copyright and trademark protection is pretty cut and dry. Unless you know for sure that you have the right to sell it, then you probably don't have the right to sell it. And having the right to sell, that usually means that you've paid a lot of money and you have legal documents from the legal rights owner. So if that character belongs to Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, Nintendo, or practically any franchise, you're probably stepping into a copyright mess the second you list it for sale. And yes, I know what you're thinking. I've seen it on Etsy or eBay, and even things like somebody on a marketplace is selling a giant armored space guy that looks suspiciously familiar.
Does that look familiar?
And you're right. We've seen it all. We know that people break rules all the time, but that doesn't make it smart, safe, or legal. It just means they haven't been caught yet. I even recently saw someone on a Facebook forum that said they're just a small fish and nobody cares about them. And if something does happen, they'll deal with it then. The problem with this wait and see attitude is they're not taking into account what could happen. The penalties are in the neighborhood of $150,000 per item. And that doesn't include court, attorney, and other fees and charges. So just 10 items could really put you well over $1 million. Even if you settle out of court, well, you're probably still going to pay a ton of money. And all of that for trying to sell a $50 mouse character that you made yourself that looks suspiciously like somebody named M-I-C-K-E-Y.
How about Mickey? Mickey.
I also want to point out one more thing. You know those awesome social media pics and videos that you or somebody else might post of all the things that you've been selling? Well, those are legal evidence. And yeah, you could be charged for selling the wrong thing just based on your pictures online. When selling prints, the rule I use is pretty simple. If I can't prove I have the right to sell it, I don't. In the long run, that's going to save a lot of trouble. Question number 2. Where do you find models that you can actually sell? Well, if you want the safest path, you should look for sites and creators that clearly offer commercial rights. Now, this can be a paid subscription, a merchant tier, a commercial license membership, or even a direct written agreement with the designer. A few examples for you would be things like MakerWorld, Things, and a lot of other sites that offer commercial license memberships for creators who want to sell those licensing rights for physical prints. Patreon is still a common place where designers offer commercial use files or merchant tiers. Now, you'll have to be subscribed to their commercial license when you're selling, or you're not going to be covered. Most designers have a specific niche they cover, and there's a lot of designers to choose from, so look around before you sign up. If you just type 3D print into the search on Patreon, you'll see what I mean. Also, since most designers on Patreon have stopped allowing new users to get the whole back catalog, well, make sure they offer a good welcome pack to get you started. Now, that's usually going to give you a good idea of whether you want to stick with them or not. I know personally I signed up with a number of designers because it looked awesome, and then I found out later that I really only liked one or two models. STL Flix, Nico Industries, QB3D, and a number of other subscription platforms, they offer commercial use access that does allow you to sell their files as long as you're subscribed. Now, FYI, I currently use all three of those that I just mentioned, and I've even reviewed STL Flix and QB3D in the past. Last but not least, free sites. Now, that's like Maker World and things and places like that. They can still be very useful for finding models that you can sell for free. You just have to read the license like your business depends on it, because it might. Which actually then leads us right into question number 3. What can I sell? And more importantly, how do I know if it's okay? This is where people get tripped up the most. If you've paid for a commercial license, yeah, you're covered. Just make sure you save that license info in case you need to prove it later.
I need proof.
But for all those free 3D model sites, well, I think there's a few things that you need to know before you print and sell any of those models that you've found. First, you're going to look for what is referred to as Creative Commons licenses. Now, that little CC symbol, that's not just decoration. This is going to tell you what you can and can't do with a model. The part that really matters the most actually comes after the CC. You're going to see various cryptic letters like PD, BY, BY-SA, and some others. What you're really looking for, though, to be able to legally sell them is really just 4 different ones. PD, CC BY, CC BY-SA, and CC BY-ND. Now, PD stands for public domain, and that means the author has released all claims commercially or otherwise. Make variants, sell it, do whatever you want. You don't even need to give credit, but it would probably be the nice thing to do. The next 3 all start with CC BY, which means that you do have to give credit to the author when you use it commercially. Now, you can do this different ways. It just needs to be visible and available. You know, kind of like that scorecard that you see posted in restaurants. I personally like to make a list with the item, the author's name, and the URL, which is where I found it. I even go so far as to list the commercial sites I use and mention that even a number of the things that I sell are personally made. And again, CC BY just means to give appropriate credit with no other restrictions. CC BY-SA, now that adds on share alike, meaning that if you do remix it, and then if you happen to post it online somewhere, well, your version has to stay under the same license. SA doesn't really affect selling, but it's good to know. Last, CC BY-ND. This adds on no derivatives, which means the designer doesn't allow for edits or remixes of any kinds. And that means you can't add your business name or personalize the model in any way. And that's your 4 commercially legal Creative Commons licenses. FYI, most sites will allow you to apply filters when you search or browse for files, so find the license area if they have it and mark these 4 CC licenses. You're still going to want to verify each file, but this is going to help you narrow down that list to only the things that you can legally sell. Now, Things seems to have dropped this in the last year or so, at least I haven't been able to find it, but most others others still have it. One other thing I think you absolutely need to watch for is any license with NC in it, like CC by -NC. That NC is important because it stands for non-commercial, and that means you're not allowed to sell that model at all. And even though it has by in the name, the NC just shuts it down.
Confused, but well-meaning.
Here's the part about all of this that a lot of people miss, and this could really get you into some hot water. Even if a file says PD for public domain or CC by or whatever, that doesn't automatically mean you're allowed to sell it legally. Now, looking back at the ones that you can use and sell, I recommend you cover yourself by taking screenshots of the page that you got it from and save the URL so you know where you got it. Fortunately, Creative Commons is very common sense when it comes to changes. So should the designer change the license or even delete that post, if you can show you got it before the change, well, you're grandfathered in and still legal, usually. To help you out with those screenshots, I'm going to have a link in the description to a Chrome extension that I use called Go Full Page. Just one click and you're going to have your entire page there top to bottom with pics, description, the license, and even comments. Now, it's not a sponsor at all, but I think it's a really great tool. By the way, if you're enjoying this content, it would help out a lot, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd subscribe and share this video. Thanks. Now that you know who, where, and what you can and can't sell, the next obvious question is question number 4. How much do you charge? And no, this isn't about finding prints, but other than what 3D printer do I buy, this is probably the question I get the most. There's no magic formula carved into a 3D printed tablet on a mountaintop somewhere.
These 15! Oi.
Yeah, I know anything that I say now is going to be controversial to some people. So once again, I'll remind you, I'm not a lawyer or a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. And in my opinion, there's 2 things you should always include in your price. First, material costs, and that's whether it's resin or filament. I set all my slicers to $20 a spool, and that's a little bit high for regular colors, but it averages out on the more expensive ones. And that's not to mention the failed prints before you settle on all those right settings. Yeah, all of that counts. Then your time, whether you want to call it labor or service fee or an upcharge, you have to cover your time and effort. So set an amount and stick to it, something like maybe $20 an hour. Now, it may only take you 5 minutes to set up a print, so let's see, $20 divided by 60 minutes, that's 0.3, so 33 cents a minute times 5, so about $1.67. That's not much, but it adds up. And that time includes creating the model, or if you got it online, well, again, you still have to set it up in the slicer and load up material and do all those things. Even if you're just selling a few things here and there, at some point, it's going to stop being worth it if you don't get something out of it. Of course, there's a number of other things you can add into the mix. Print time is one of the most subjective. You bought the machine, so do you charge for machine wear and use? And well, what about electricity for it? AC and heat, air purifying machines, and so much more. I've seen a lot of people online saying they charge $1 or more for an hour of print time, and that hopefully covers all the extra expenses, but you're going to have to make that decision for yourself. Now, if you're doing a real business with 1 or more machines running constantly printing for clients, well, all of those costs are absolutely necessary for you to track, and be sure to add in packaging and shipping costs and, well, anything else you have to pay for up front, like licensing fees or membership costs. Honestly, you're probably going to have a different priority list from me and a lot of other people out there. Regardless of how you figure it all out, make sure it's not only fair to your customer, but to you as well. Now, don't forget to do some homework. Check out the prices by other people in your area. not on the other side of the country in a TikTok video. If everybody locally is selling at the same prices, then it stands to reason that's been found to be a decent price. Go to shows, talk to vendors, be upfront and nice about why you're asking, and you're probably going to get more info than you expected. You might even get a 3D printing friend.
You are now my best friend.
There you go. My research, thoughts, and opinions, not legal advice, about finding and selling online 3D prints. Your experience is most likely going to be completely different from mine and others, and that's even better. Find a niche, something you enjoy making and printing, and have fun. Please check out one of my other videos and continue to have fun 3D printing legally as we continue to learn, create, and amaze.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Rubber baby buggy bumpers.